All right, hello once again. Good morning to you, or good afternoon, wherever you're viewing this post from. But anyway, okay, so the question is, why do you want to make a difference? What is the motivation behind that why? Because however you're motivated is going to keep you in the game. You got to really know your why. I'm going to come back to that here at the end of this post, but let me share this with you. First of all, a little insight from me. Leadership expert John Maxwell wrote a book several years ago called Intentional Living. And in the book actually for me in my life was kind of a catalyst that helped me to understand that I wanted more. I wanted to do more. You see, life and business, as he talks about in the book, is more than just achieving a level of success. It's about moving beyond success into what's called significance. And when I heard that, I thought, oh my goodness. That's the goal, significance, a legacy, something I can leave behind, not just to acquire success. It sounds a little selfish of me just to have success for my own self. But a big gap exists between those that live a life of good intentions and those that have an intentional life. A big gap exists between that. And if you really want to make a difference in your life, you got to choose to live life on purpose and with purpose. Choosing a life that matters can seem at first a little overwhelming. It's kind of like what T.S. Eliot wrote when he said, if you're not in over your head, how will you know how tall you are? I love that. So what I want to help us with just real quick here is just give you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to really understand the why behind why you want to make a difference. What is motivating you? Now, here's these 3 questions, and I'm going to give you the motivator. You're probably very intelligent anyway, and you're going to spot the motivator pretty quickly because the word is actually in each question. So here's the first question. So why do you want to make a difference? Ask yourself this. What is it specifically about the state of our world that makes you angry? What is it specifically about the state of our world that makes you angry? You hear that? Angry. Anger is a great motivator. Angry, so what makes you just so frustrated that you want to do something about it? Yeah, I want to make a difference because this has made me upset. I don't like the way that this is done, and it makes me upset and it makes me frustrated, and so I got to do something about it. That could be a good motivator. Another one is to answer this question, number 2, what do you fear most that lies ahead for coming generations if you do nothing? You hear that? Fear. Fear can be a good motivator when it accelerates us to do something about what we are afraid of. If we're just afraid and we lock ourselves in a room and hide ourselves in closets and in the dark and do nothing about it, then yeah, fear can be a problem. But when it propels us forward to do something about it, the coming generation is going to face something. If I don't do something, I've got to make a difference today because the coming generations are going to be facing this if I don't. Okay, so anger and fear, great motivators. So ask those 2 questions. And the third question simply is this. What makes you happiest? Now, this is not the full question, but what makes you happiest? Happiness is a great motivator. But what makes you happiest, and how can you help others to experience that same feeling? So there's something that's in you that makes you so happy. And if you did this, you could make a difference and make others happy too. So 3 motivations from these 3 questions. When you answer them, you're going to find out if you answer number 1 and say, oh yeah, that's it. Anger is the motivator, and I've got to do something about this because I don't like this existing in the world. That's why so many people have engaged in, they're going to fight cancer or they're going to walk for autism. Or there's just some things that just make them angry and they got to do something about it. But then also there's fear. I'm afraid what lies ahead if I just sit on my hands today. Then happiness. I want others to experience the same peace, the same joy that I have in my heart. And so that's why I'm going to engage in this particular purpose of this venture. You're going to discover maybe not so much the how you're going to make a difference by answering these questions, but you will establish more clearly the why behind why you want to make a difference. And that's so important because, as they say, when you find your why, you'll find your way. But remember this, if you ever leave your why, you're going to lose your way. I look forward to meeting with you again tomorrow. Not necessarily around the same bat time, but at least the same bat channel. Until then.